Well, what a show we had tonight. What we had here was another fine example of why Smackdown is the superior brand for the WWE. Welcome everybody to the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. I am your host, Nick Nightmare. Thank you for joining us for our TLC review, coming to you right here from the Nightmare Room in New York City. Let's start the little news crawl down below. Keep your eyes on that for the results and some cool little information about the network and some of the things we got going on, like our award show for the end of the year, which is coming up soon, so stay tuned for the channel. For more news about that, we got categories being announced on the Nightmare Room tomorrow, and lots more fun, cool stuff coming to the Sledgehammer Sports Network. But let's hold off on that and let us get to TLC, you guys. Fantastic show put on by Smackdown. Very, very heel-heavy show. Every single match tonight almost dominated by the villain, which is a place that my heart loves to go, because I am truly a heel at heart. And tonight was a night for the bad guys. So let's get the review started. We had a sensational World Heavyweight title match. AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, in what could possibly be the best main event the WWE has had all year. High drama, high impact, some fantastic spots. AJ Styles was ripped a new asshole in his pants by Dean Ambrose. What an incredible match. These guys went all out. You know what? Not just these guys. Every single match tonight was hard-hitting, was very, very well contested between both combatants, and the bruises and the scarring and the exhaustion that you could see in these superstars near the conclusions of each individual match is proof of that. The scarring. Kalisto, in what I thought was going to be a shit match, versus Baron Corbin in this chairs match, which I was like, what the fuck is a chairs match? I didn't even care. But in this instance, these guys, and I'm happy to say, proved me wrong. I don't mind to be proven wrong when it's that good. This match was way beyond anything I expected from it. The chairs match was fantastic. The women's match, also, for the title and the disqualification match between Nikki Bella, although I didn't really like that finish. But all in all, great show. Let's go one at a time. Right from the top of the card, we started off with what everybody knew was going to happen once it was announced. And the tag team titles, the Wyatt family versus the champions, Heath Slater and Rhino, they didn't stand a chance. But the interesting thing to note here is that this new Wyatt family with Randy Orton is very calculating and very smooth and very, very quick to protect the leader of the faction, Bray Wyatt. We've seen it in SmackDown Live when Randy Orton saved Bray Wyatt, and we've seen it again tonight. Randy pushing Bray out of the way. Luke Harper sacrificing himself to save Randy Orton. All for the good of the team, and it would turn out in their favor, as it would turn out to be a very quick, almost squash match. The Wyatt family are our new SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. And, this match was way too quick for me. I felt like it just was getting started. There was some good stuff going on. Heath Slater took a beating for most of this match, and he got the hot tag from Rhino, but there was nothing Rhino could do against the threesome of the Wyatt family. Are they going to go Freebird rules with them? I don't know. The New Day's been doing it. Why can't the Wyatts do it? They have been a trio and at times a foursome since their inception onto the WWE. And I don't see why they couldn't do what the New Day's doing. And they could interchange members. Have Randy and Luke fight one week. Have Bray and Luke fight. Bray and Randy. Switch it off. It'll be fine. If the New Day could pull it off, the Wyatts most definitely could pull it off. New champs, Wyatt family, in a match that was way too short. And we may have a rematch in the future, but they're going to have these titles until Randy and Bray Wyatt implode and end this whole thing once and for all. But right now, it's only getting started. As are we. As that was the first match of the night, led us into the next match being Nikki Bella versus Carmella. Great no disqualification match. These girls went out there and they were in for a fight. They were out there to mash knuckles and to beat each other's faces. And you could see it. Very intense. Lots of good spots. But the finish was shit. It kind of took me out of it. Like, Nikki Bella wins because she sprayed Carmella with a fire extinguisher. Really? The whole match before that was going so well. For that finish almost felt like a Divas finish. And there was a lot of great outside action. Nikki Bella was thrown into the stairs. Carmella really throwing elbows. They were beating each other up. This wasn't a wrestling match. It was a fight. And it was a great fight until the finish. But your winner in the end, Nikki Bella, as I predicted. My predictions, by the way, if you didn't watch the show, you can go back if you think I'm lying, but I'm 100%. I called everything almost right down to the way the world title match ended up happening. After Nikki Bella's match, we had a very good Intercontinental title match, ladder match between The Miz and Dolph Ziggler, and I hope that this is not the last I see of Dolph Ziggler, but the last I see him fighting with The Miz, because there's nothing else they could possibly do now. This match was great. I mean, I almost expected it to be better than it was. It was still good, but I don't know. They just seemed to be maybe holding back. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. Call me an asshole. Tell me I'm a hammerhead. Interact with me. Let me know what you think about tonight's show as well. Make sure you also hit that like button while you're here. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to do so before you leave this channel. This match, just as good as it was, it didn't have me, intrigued. And I don't know why. Maybe I just, I was looking at Twitter. Maybe I just wasn't invested in it. And maybe I'm just bored because we've seen it about 4 times. I expected really big things from this matchup. And I just got almost like your standard run-of-the-mill ladder match. And again, nothing against the competitors. The Miz has stepped up his game 110% since the Talking Smack thing. And while I'm talking about Talking Smack, not to get off topic, but I just finished watching Talking Smack, and Talking Smack has fast become almost a much-watched show on the WWE Network because there's always some bullshit going down. And The Miz came out again talking shit, and they went off the air arguing with Daniel Bryan again. We had James Ellsworth come out talking about his involvement that we'll get to a little bit later on. And Baron Corbin was out there. Alexa Bliss came out crying. It was very emotional. Even, with Baron Corbin. Like, everybody's getting at Daniel Bryan. Getting on him. Every time they come on Talking Smack. And it's making for some really, really must-see television. But in the end, although we had skull-crushing finales to the ladder, and we had some really good stuff from Ziggler, lots of high-flying stuff, lots of really cool spots, as he's known for, super kicks and leg drops and whatnot. This match would be decided by 2 kicks to the Zignuts on the top of the ladder, sending Ziggler down to the floor, leaving The Miz up top to grab the Intercontinental titles and win this match. Nothing uber spectacular, but, The Miz continues to cheat to win, although I was happy this time that Maurice had minimal involvement and there was no people from the outside bringing in the shenanigans, and that he just cheated on his own and kicked Ziggy in his nutsack twice, very hard it looked, by the way, and then would go on to retain his Intercontinental title. Good match. I expected more, so I kind of give it maybe 3 out of 5 stars instead of what I expected to be at least 5. But be that as it may, after that, we had the chairs match. And once again, in my review, I stated that this match was going to be a shitfest. That nobody cares about a chairs match. And that it wasn't going to be interesting. And god damn it, was I wrong. This might have been my favorite match of the night outside of the heavyweight title main event. Baron Corbin and Kalisto have impressed me more than I've been impressed by them before. And they were both very high on my list. I liked both of these guys coming out of the draft. I liked them. I liked Baron Corbin from his days in NXT. I liked the Lucha Dragons as a tag team. They've 2 very highly rated talents in my eyes. And to see this match and to have the chair stipulation, I just wasn't excited. I didn't think it was going to mend itself well to each other. And they put on what a performance, man. At many junctions in this match, I found myself just, holy shit, like, whoa, like, and fearing for Kalisto's life. When you see the markings on his back from the chair shots from Corbin, that's a big, strong dude. And Kalisto's a little guy, but he's definitely tough as fucking nails, boy. Because he took Baron Corbin to the limit, getting his shots in and really making you believe that he might have actually had the chance to win this match. But in the end, Baron Corbin would squash the little Kalisto in what would be a very well-contested match. I loved this match. It was great. There was 2 or 3 particular spots. Let me check my notes real quick because I wrote them down here. And by the way, the crowd. Thanks for notes. You guys, you should always keep notes because they help you along the way if you get sidetracked on things. And I tend to do that. And my thoughts tend to wander. And notes are definitely the way to go. Because I almost forgot to mention that the crowd was completely dead for this match, and I don't know why. I'm sitting at home excited, on the edge of my seat, with what's going on with these 2 guys, and everybody in Dallas was sitting on their hands, or they took a bathroom break, or they all went to go pee, or to go jerk off in the stall. I don't know where everybody was, but they weren't there at the beginning of this match. But a testament to these 2 talents. Baron Corbin and Kalisto would pull the crowd in, and by the end, they were fully invested. Baron Corbin would set up 6 chairs, inverted musical chairs style, and would end up like Mick Foley, who would often set up his stuff and then be the one to go through them in the end, would be put through them by Kalisto from the top rope. Unbelievable impact. I thought that was it. The pile of chairs was in the ring throughout the entire match, and they were not afraid to use them. Chairs were flying. Baron Corbin set up the chair in the corner, Edge and Christian style, only to be thrown into it himself, thanks to Kalisto. Lots of very tough stuff to watch in this one. He went for a Selena del Sol into a pile of chairs, but it didn't happen. On the outside, he went, Kalisto, I keep saying he like you know who the fuck I'm talking about. I gotta learn how to describe things a little better. Kalisto would run into the ropes, hit the other side, go for a tope suicida, only for Baron Corbin to hold him and use his momentum against him to spin that shit into a deep 6 onto the concrete floor to the outside. This is the type of shit that we were treated to in this match, and it did not disappoint. 5 stars from this guy for Baron Corbin and Kalisto, making me eat my words. Congratulations, boys, because you, if there was no title match, would have the match of the night. Hands down. End of days, pile of chairs, ends the whole thing. 1, 2, 3. Good night, Kalisto. And I don't think it's going to be the end. I think they're going to continue this. I hope that they see what I see in Baron Corbin and how high his stock actually rose tonight. Add in his very intense interview on Talking Smack after the show, and you have a star. So let's start treating him like that, and maybe he's right, and pointed out to Daniel Bryan on Talking Smack that he needs to be in the main event. And he's got a point. Because if he could pull off a match like that with Kalisto, I could only imagine what a guy like Baron Corbin can do against a Dean Ambrose or an AJ Styles. The women's title match. 5 Feet of Fury, my favorite little firecracker, Alexa Bliss, versus the champion Becky Lynch in another match where the crowd was fucking stupid. You could hear the jerk-offs in the audience, monkeys chanting boring, a few monkeys chanting for JBL. What the fuck is wrong with you people? If you're watching what I'm watching, then you have no idea what wrestling is. These girls went out there and put on the best women's match that I have seen on the WWE roster all year. Alexa Bliss is everything she says she is. She should be the face of Smackdown. There is not one woman doing the bad girl better than Bliss. There's not one. Not Carmella, not Eva Marie, not even the girls on NXT. You know, Asuka right now is skirting the line of being bad. You don't really have, what do you got? Charlotte on Raw. She's the one bad girl. Nia Jax should be the ultimate bad girl on that show. But nobody on that show will hold a candle to the stuff that Alexa Bliss is doing. Add in her foil of Becky Lynch, the good girl, the happy girl, the smiley, happy-go-lucky fan favorite, and you have the makings of a fantastic feud. This match picked up right away. Another in the line, like I said earlier, of hard-hitting, hard-fought matches. These girls went out there with something to prove. I think they wanted to prove how much better they really are than the girls on Raw. And this match states their case with an emphatic fucking exclamation point right at the end of the sentence. SmackDown's women are better. You want proof? Go to the network and watch this match. Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch, you might say there were a few off spots, and of course there are. There are a few off spots in every match. I could point out a few in the main event match or in the IC title match, but that's not what we're about. We're about talking about how great this match was. And we had a few little botched table spots, but these girls didn't flinch. They made it work. And much to everybody's surprise, Alexa Bliss would end up putting Becky Lynch through a table. There was one point where you almost thought that Becky was going to win this thing because they had everything set up exactly the way it went down at the contract signing last week on SmackDown Live. Right down to her going up to the turnbuckles to hit her with the Bexploder from the top rope through the table. But the same thing would happen, and Alexa would shove her down, but Becky Lynch landed on her feet and tossed the table over. A lot of good strategy in this match. The girls were smart enough to know that if they flip the table, they can't go through it. But then, the table was flipped in the corner, and Alexa Bliss would take Becky Lynch and drive her head into the underside of the table as the table was laying on its face with all the little gears and shit up on the bottom. Head first into that. She hurt her own back. You could see it. And if you were listening close enough, you could hear her tell the ref, yeah, I'm okay. Because it looked fucking brutal. Because it was. Kudos to these girls for the match that they put on and the toll they took on each other's bodies. Alexa Bliss power bombing Becky Lynch from the apron through the table to the outside to become the second ever SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Well deserved, and I hope this is the beginning of a long and powerful run for 5 Feet of Fury, Alexa Bliss. I can't wait to see where this is going. The women's division on SmackDown is heating up like wildfire. Naomi, Carmella, Nikki Bella. You got, I don't know if Emelina's coming. No, she's going to Raw. But who else do we got there? See, they have those 4 women, and Raw still only has 2. Now, I know I'm forgetting because I'm amped up with everything that we watched tonight, but SmackDown's women's division is the best thing going today in the WWE as far as the women are concerned. Which will lead us into our World Heavyweight title match. Why they don't call it the World Heavyweight title anymore, I don't know. But the WWE World title, World Heavyweight Championship, AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose, TLC. I can't say enough about this match. These guys stole the show from the minute they hit the ring. High octane, man. Dean Ambrose is fucking insane. They ended up outside, down the ramp, up by the entranceway. He was climbing on top of like a 50,000 foot ladder. I'm glad he didn't end up coming off it because somebody would have got hurt. But he would have his moment later on. They're fighting on the outside, bringing it through the WWE Universe, going back and forth to the ring. There was this one spot towards the end of the match. Dean Ambrose, losing his shit, being the lunatic fringe like he is, clears off all three announce tables, sets up a ladder on the furthest one from the camera, sets up AJ Styles on the other one, and then would go up to the top and drop a Randy Savage elbow on him through the table. One of the craziest things I seen. It was fucking beautiful. It just looked beautiful. From the minute he took off from the ladder and he hit the pose, and you seen him as it was happening live, you almost seen it in slow motion. It was so fucking beautiful. The table exploded just right. AJ Styles didn't move for about 3.5, maybe 4 minutes. He was going up for the title, but AJ Styles would come in, hit him with the phenomenal forearm. Lots of back and forth moments like that. Key moment of this match. As I predicted, although I hoped against it, James Ellsworth, in the middle of this match, would come hobbling his ass down with his turtle face and his little neck brace. And at this point now, I'm afraid for AJ Styles. And I think AJ Styles is going to lose the match. Dean Ambrose would go on to hit AJ Styles in a similar thing to what Baron Corbin did with Kalisto earlier. He sets up 4 chairs, inverted style. Dean Ambrose picks up AJ Styles, suplexes him, and then throws him forward into a powerbomb. From a suplex into a powerbomb through the 4 chairs. Beautiful move. Especially beautiful because that's the move I picked for my finishing maneuver for Nick Nightmare in 2K17. Because I never seen anything like it. I never seen anybody use it. But now Dean Ambrose took it. And that's alright. Because it was fucking fantastic. James Ellsworth is out there. He's cheering on Dino. You know, doing his James Ellsworth turtle face thing. And Dean Ambrose would gain the advantage on AJ Styles. AJ Styles has a big hole in his ass. You see the blood and the scratch right on his ass cheek. And Dean Ambrose is going up for the title. AJ Styles, outside the ring. He's not getting up. All of a sudden, outside of the camera, you don't see why, but the ladder starts to tip towards the camera. Big reveal. As Dean Ambrose comes crashing through a shitload of tables, James Ellsworth pushes the ladder, costing Dean Ambrose the title, allowing AJ Styles to crawl back in, climb the ladder with ease, even though he was hobbling on one leg at the time, take down the championship, and retain the WWE World title. What a match. This was the match of the night, by far. Match of the week, hands down. AJ Styles is the best wrestler in the business. Kudos to Dean Ambrose, who held his own and made AJ look great, made himself look great, and took one hell of a beating. Took a few really tough bumps. That last one especially off the ladder through 2 tables to the outside. My man looked all contorted in a bunch of wood. It looked like it hurt like shit, and I'm glad it wasn't me that took that bump, that's for sure. AJ Styles, how much good can you say about AJ Styles? He, again, is what he says he is. This man is truly phenomenal, and I cannot wait to see what and where he crosses paths with The Undertaker, because it's inevitable, you guys. It's been reporting everywhere. That's supposedly where they're going with the whole thing, and I certainly hope so. AJ Styles versus The Undertaker would be one of the greatest matches we'd probably see in our life. Even though The Undertaker is where he's at right now and he's not in his prime, he's definitely not going to get in the ring unless he knows he's going to be able to do at least what he feels he's capable of doing, and putting over AJ Styles. There's no better nod that the guy can get than that, than to have a tremendous match with The Undertaker. Win or lose. You know, this is a match he thought he'd never ever have. So I'm definitely rooting for it. And now that he still has the championship, that's most likely where they're going to go leading into this big Royal Rumble out there in the West. And that's going to do it for the review tonight. Again, what a great fucking show TLC was. Don't forget to stay tuned to the network this week. We got the Nightmare Room coming at you this week, probably Tuesday afternoon, if not maybe late tomorrow night, depending on how my work schedule goes. This week on the Nightmare Room, we are going to unveil the categories for our year-end award show, which has yet to be titled. I'm looking for some kind of cool, catchy name so that we could have some fun with it. We're probably going to do it as a live stream, and I hope all of my tech and everything is able to handle all of that so that we can all interact together live and in person, and I can get your feedback on the awards as we hand them out and collect our voting, which is going to be going on starting probably tomorrow with our first category dropping after the premiere of the Nightmare Room on Twitter. And you can leave your votes on the comment section right here on YouTube. Maybe we'll be doing some stuff on Facebook. I'm trying to get all that shit worked out. Also, check us out at patreon.com. If you want to become a patron for the show and show your support and pledge monthly donations, whatever you want. There's all kinds of denominations there. There's a $1 donation. There's a $5 donation going all the way up to $100 with particular rewards and stuff that you will get for being a patron of this show. We are still tweaking the rewards, so keep checking back. If you don't see something you like, maybe in a week or so, you'll see something better. We will have t-shirts and swag and all kinds of cool shit coming at you through that. Also, as I get my online purchasing and stuff set up, you will be able to purchase some of this stuff through the show directly as I get an online store set up as quickly as I can so that everybody can take part. And there will be special exclusive videos for patrons, interactivity, and the ability to participate in my wrestling documentary that we're working on here at the Sledgehammer Sports Network. So lots of big things going on here. Make sure you keep it locked in. Make sure you hit that alert button, hit that subscribe button, mash that thumbs up for me so that everybody knows that this is one of the best places to go for news, highlights, and reviews in the world of pro wrestling, sports, and entertainment as we continue to expand every day into other territory. Thank you once again so much. This is my boy Blue, the Snowball Microphone, coming at you from the Nightmare Room each and every time in New York City. I am Nick Nightmare. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me. Have a good night.